My name is Gene Dickey. I am the Community Outreach Manager for the National Kidney Foundation, serving the Dakotas. So I handle both North and South Dakota. One of the things is I'm a 2-time kidney transplant recipient myself. So as a college student, I was diagnosed with FSGS, which is focal segmental glomerulosclerosis. And at that time, I was told I would need a transplant or start dialysis in about 8 to 10 years. It was about year 9. I was told that it was the time and was lucky enough to find a donor. My uncle was my first donor for my transplant. And he stepped forward, and in 2005, we had our kidney transplant. And about a year and a half into the transplant, contracted what was called the BK virus, which slowly attacked the kidney from the inside. And in about a few months after it was diagnosed, I was told I was going to lose the transplanted kidney. At that time, again, I was told I would have to look at dialysis or transplant. Never really wanted to do dialysis. I watched a friend go through it and decided that wasn't really the way that I wanted to go. But however, unfortunately, as fate had it, I ended up having a calcium deficiency seizure that took the kidney totally, and I ended up starting dialysis 3 days later. At that point, I was told it would be another 10 to 13 years to be able to find a donor due to my situation. So I was looking at 10 to 13 years of treatment before we could get to a transplant. I was very lucky and got that initial call in 17 months. When I received the call, the only thing I know about the donor is that he was 44 years old and it was passed away from a cardiac arrest. The family had requested no information about the recipients. So about a year later, that was in 2009, in 2010, I got a call asking if I would join the National Kidney Foundation Board of Directors for South Dakota, and kind of did that to hopefully give back in kind of a way that I could give back to that donor without being able to necessarily tell his family what I'm doing, but a way for me to feel like I was giving back. 2 years into it, I was later then asked to chair the board, and then I chaired the board for 3 years. And then in 2015, the National Kidney Foundation decided to open an office in Sioux Falls, and I moved from corporate America to the nonprofit realm, and for the last 4 years, I have now been running the office for the 2 Dakotas. One of the biggest things right now is the Center of Disease Control has stated that 37 million Americans have kidney disease and less than 10% are diagnosed. So a lot of the work that we do is in the form of trying to do preventative care. One of the things that we raise money for here locally is we do what we call our Keep Healthy screenings, where we can actually set up a pop-up style clinic, and we offer blood pressure, BMI testing, a urine test, and then anyone who goes through it also has the opportunity to talk to a clinician, RN or higher. The big thing is it's not a diagnosis. It's just specifically educating on risk factors of kidney disease. And ultimately, every patient who goes through also gets a sheet that they can go back and give to their doctor. Another thing that we look at specifically as kind of a goal for us is transplant. We know that there's currently over 90,000 people waiting for a kidney. And looking at the 37 million number, that number is only going to grow further and further. So we offer patient education to talk a little bit about treatment options. Recently, we just did our first Big Ask, Big Give, and that was an education program for those who are on the list to learn some tools and tricks of the trade to help them find a living donor, to be able to have that conversation and be able to share their story. So with our mission and the work that we're doing, we're always looking for people to help us, whether it's physically as volunteers, financially. We have a couple major events that we do every year as well. The best opportunity is to get a hold of me. They can contact me at the office. It's 605-360-4939, and let us know, and we can always use your help.